So welcome back to the channel. I don't have much of an update on this one, but firstly I just want to say thank you to everybody who's watched, who's hit like, who's subscribed. Actually I say who's hit like and subscribed. So normally, just as a little update on the channel, I every 28 or so days I was probably gaining about 30 odd subscribers, and from October to January I think I went from 650 to 700, and then I went up to something like 709 or something like that. But in the last 28 days I'm on -4, and I don't know what's happening. I don't know why that is. So when I put the, what do you call that? I'm about to have a head-on collision. And when I put the podcast video up, which was just me and Mark, and that was a bit weird because I got no subscribers. I got a ridiculous amount of views for a video for me, where normally I'm averaging within the first few days sort of 100 to 200 on a good video. That is, it's probably 80 to 140 more likely. Well, that video went to something like 2,500, and it went up to 2,900, but the average view time is really short. Duration is something like 1.5 to 2 minutes, and a lot of the viewers are from India. So I don't actually know what's happening there. But anyway, I would really like to see more subscribers, and also on the, hang on, let me get around this corner. So also, one of the, not curious things, but on that video of the podcast, of the 2,900 viewers, 95 point something percent were not subscribers. Most of my videos are averaging between 75 and 95% of non-subscribers watching. So that's a bit, why is it a bit strange? I don't know. I think that's the way it is. I don't think people subscribe to videos anymore. And just in the time that I've been on YouTube, which is kind of 2 and a bit years, there's been a change where, you know, I've seen people come on, they've done a couple of videos, and then suddenly they've got, 1,200, 1,500 subscribers, and then suddenly, and I by the time I decided I was going to take it seriously, it changed, because the algorithm had changed, the way people consume videos had changed. People don't subscribe anymore but still watch videos, so it's all a bit of an odd one. Anyway, I'm just rambling about YouTube, which is boring. But anyway, thank you to everybody who's done those things. This update isn't really an update. It is an update, I guess, because this car hasn't been used that much. And my wife did drive it out for a work thing, where she drove maybe about 150 miles in a day. And it was fine. I'm starting to wonder if it's like ticking and making a different noise, because I never check the oil, because I never ever have it parked on a flat. So I can't even use the automatic check thing. So I need to sort that out. And it's due for an oil change, and has been for a while, only in terms of the time, not the mileage. Since the last oil change, it's probably done 5,000 miles, but it's been 2 years. So I need to get that sorted out. And the other thing is, whoa, that van just went down a ditch. And also with the podcast, I've really enjoyed doing the podcast with Mark. The chats that we've had, just me and him. We've had some great guests going all the way back to Lee Sibley of Nine Works, Auto Amateur James. We've had Laura, that Porsche girl, and the current one that we've just had, and it's just gone live, was Brock of 996 Road Trip. Really enjoyed talking to him, and the time just flew away, and before we knew it, the time was up, and we hadn't talked about Porsches. So we're going to have him on again. He's away on a road trip at the moment, so we're going to do one of just me and Mark, and then we're going to have him again the week after. So looking forward to that. Probably need some ideas about guests to have on in the future. Now, we were talking about Magnus Walker, but it's unlikely we'd be able to get him. I don't know how you would. I could message him, or I could ask Brock, or I could ask Lara to talk to him. But, and also he's done the circuit, I guess. He's done the podcast circuit. Is there something new that we could ask him? I'd ask him a lot about Sheffield, probably. And as you know, the thing about the skin on chips, or fries, as you say in the US, and probably Australia. But anyway, Chris Harris, there's no way we'd get him. He's even on Instagram, in his profile, he's got his agent's details, so there's no way we'd be able to get him. And who else were we thinking? I wouldn't mind getting Abby Eaton on. She was the test driver, I guess you could say, on the Grand Tour with Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond and James May. And she's sort of a bit different to the norm. She's a woman. I mean, she's had a horrific accident recently, but thankfully she's over it. She's gay, so you know, she's breaking down a lot of barriers. I don't know if she'd want to talk about that though, because she probably just wants to quietly, I don't know, I'm just guessing, she probably just wants to quietly get on with her racing, and she's doing well. And also, is it Jamie Chadwick? She's the reigning champion of the W Series. I wouldn't mind getting her on, because I would have thought by now, if you win the W Series, either you make it into something like, you know, Formula 2 or Formula Ford or something like that, or you'd be a test driver for a Formula 1 team. Because it's not like, you know, she's done all of her simulator work and this, that, whatever. She's done it on the track in the W Series. And that was the whole reason for the W Series. So you could get women to shine on the track and not have to rely on big funding. But I guess Jamie Chadwick, her problem is funding. She's not had the funding to go into, which is wrong, really. I don't know what the answer is, but and also with the biggest overhaul of Formula 1 regulations, the first test happened recently, and I'm sick of hearing headline testing times are notoriously unrepresentative of the teams. But the cars, they remind me, and I mean, shoot me down if I'm completely wrong, but they remind me a little bit of, because you know, they're sleeker, they don't have the little winglets and all of these things, they're a lot simpler on the top, and they kind of remind me of the now defunct A1 racing, where that was supposed to be kind of everyone's in exactly the same car, but the cars looked, you know, with the aero was very basic on the top, and it's not to that extent, but it did, when I first saw, I can't remember which car was unveiled first, because the Red Bulls was kind of a fake car. Maybe it's the McLaren, I don't know, but it kind of looked A1 racing-esque. But anyway, that's that. Oh, by the way, on YouTube, one thing I forgot to, yes, I still have really noisy wipers, but on YouTube, one thing that did happen is that there was a copyright claim made against me for a video that I put on a very long time ago, and that video was the one where I'd fitted the stereo to my Porsche 912, and I was out driving, and where I turned the stereo on and Dire Straits is playing, and I play it for a few seconds to demonstrate the stereo, and my video came up saying copyright claim. It didn't have a massive amount of views, but, and you know, there was all this blurb about withholding the monetization and things like that. I'm not monetized, so I quite liked the video. I was quite proud of it, but I deleted it, and I don't really keep a catalogue of old videos, so it's gone forever, and that was a bit disappointing. But anyway, the thing that I'm going to do next is, sorry about that, I'm going to try and get some more guests for the podcast. I'm really enjoying that. It's not really doing anything for me personally as a profile, but I'm enjoying doing that with Mark, and I'm hoping that people are listening and it's getting a little bit of traction, and I'm getting some great messages on it, so which is brilliant. And what I want to do is, I don't really know, I mean, the YouTube thing is just completely stagnated. you know, the views, obviously the subscribers, it's all going backwards, probably because I don't do consistent content. I've said this all along, but I need to go. I'm going for a coffee now, and I'm going to have a think about it. I also need to do some stuff about finding a job, which I'll just do some prep work and get ready. But once I've had to think about what I want to do about the video channel, I'll come back and report back and obviously do another video. The thing is, it will be a lot easier if I've got the 912, I've got a garage, I've got the Boxster working, all of those things, but they're all really difficult because the weather is awful. I haven't got any money to buy the parts for the Boxster. The garage build is just an absolute nightmare. So yeah, I guess I'm asking everybody to bear with me, but I'm just getting, I don't know if I'm losing the subscribers because they weren't real in the first place, or people are just unsubscribing. I don't know, but I'm going to persist, and hopefully you'll stay with me for the journey. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next video. Thank you.